Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Chaitanya Charitāmrita overview class. Thank you for joining. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitanjena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. We are discussing from Chaitanya Charitāmrita. We are on Madhya Lila, chapter 9. Lord Chaitanya, he is traveling to various places in South India. And we have discussed so far how Mahaprabhu, just like previous, wherever he was going, he was transforming people and making them Vaishnavas. He was singing this beautiful song, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Pahi Mam, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava Raksha Mam. That's how he was chanting and going to various holy places from Gautami Ganga to Tridanda, then Dhundiram Tirtha, then Mallikarjun, then Ahobilam Narsimha, then after that Siddhavat, Trimat, Skandashetra, all these various beautiful places he was visiting. And in this way, Mahaprabhu at Sri Shaila, he met Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. They came in the form of Brahmana and Brahmani. Mahaprabhu met with them. Then Mahaprabhu bestows mercy to a Brahman at Siddhavat. This Brahman was a great devotee of Lord Ram. After meeting Mahaprabhu, when Mahaprabhu returned back, he saw now this devotee, this Brahman was chanting names of Krishna. Mahaprabhu asked, how is this? Earlier you were chanting Krishna, Ram name, now you are chanting Krishna's name. This Brahman said, by your presence, just by meeting you, my Lord, I have experienced this wonderful transformation in my heart. And then he told that I can understand that you are Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Mahaprabhu, he told, please don't tell this to anyone. And please continue chanting the names of Krishna. Then he left. He met with various types of philosophers and people who are not accepting Krishna as a supreme. He met with Buddhists. Some Buddhists, they were trying to defeat him, but Mahaprabhu, he defeated all of them by the strong logic and argument. They tried to contaminate him by presenting some untouchable food. Garuda, who came in the form of a huge bird, picked up the plate full of that prasad, threw it down, and the plate fell on the head of these Mayavadis, this Buddhist guru. He became unconscious. All the disciples, they pleaded, Oh Mahaprabhu, oh Lord, please revive our Guru. Jiao Amar Guru Karaha Prasad. Mahaprabhu told all of them, please chant the names of Krishna. Please go and chant loudly in the ears of your Guru. And all the disciples, they started chanting Krishna's name. Sabe mili Guru Karna Kare Kirtan. So that's how Mahaprabhu, he defeated all these Mayavadis. And then the further travels of Mahaprabhu was described. He went to Tirupati and then ultimately, after going to various holy places, he reached Sri Rangam. So that's where we ended last time. We have discussed till verse number 79. We will continue from verse number 80. So in this, now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is in Sri Rangam. And so there, Mahaprabhu, he visited the house of a great Brahmana. He was a great devotee of Lakshmi Narayan. His name was Venkat Bhatt. And he stayed at the house of Venkat Bhatt for 4 months. Before reaching that place of Venkat Bhatt, he went to the temple of Lord Ranganath. He offered beautiful prayers, offered obeisances, and then he came to the house of Venkat Bhatt. Prema veshe kaila bahut ganan ratan dekhi chamatkar hoila sab lok ke raman. That is the standard protocol of Mahaprabhu. Prema veshe kaila bahut geet sanke ganan ratan. He was chanting and dancing ecstatically. And everybody was astonished, surprised to see such wonderful manifestations of love of God. Chamatkar, dekhi chamatkar hoila sab lok ke raman. Then this Venkat Bhatta, he invited Mahaprabhu that now this is Chaturmas started, please come and stay with us. Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada writes that the Sri Venkat Bhatta, he was a Vaishnava Brahman and he was an inhabitant of Sri Ranga Kshetra. He belonged to Ramanujacharya Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya. Prabhupada writes, Sri Ranga is in the province of Tamil Nadu. And the inhabitants of Tamil Nadu, they don't retain the name of Venkat. So it seems that Venkat Bhatta was not belonging to this place, but he moved to this place. Prabhupada writes, Venkat Bhatta was in a branch of Ramanujacharya Sampradaya known as Vadagalai. He had a brother. His name was the famous Shripad Prabodhananda Saraswati, who later became a wonderful Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya, moved to Vrindavan. His samadhi can be found at Kalia Ghat. The famous verse, Kaivalyam Narakayate Tadashpura Kasha Pushpayate Durdant Indriya Kala Sarpa Patali Prothat Damstrayate. That is written by Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati. Impersonal liberation, it is hellish. It is like flowers in the sky, they don't exist. There is no happiness. When it is compared to Bhaktiananda, Brahmananda is insignificant. Anybody who starts practicing devotional service, Durdant Indriya Kala Sarpa Patali Prothat Damstrayate. The sense gratification is like the snake, very venomous snake. But if the venomous snake has his fangs broken, he can do no harm. He's harmless. So this was written by Prabodhananda Saraswati. This Venkat Bhatta, he had a wonderful son, Gopala Bhatta. And this Gopal Bhatta later became the Acharya at Radharaman temple. He established that Radharaman temple. He is the famous Gopala Bhatta Goswami. And because of him, Radharamanji appeared from Narsingh Shila. So Sri Venkat Bhatta, he took Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home with great respect. He worshipped. He fed him nice prasad. All the family members, as soon as Mahaprabhu came, he washed the feet of Mahaprabhu and everyone drank the Maha water, Charanamrit of the Lord. And then this Venkat Bhatta submitted a request. चतुर्मास्ये कृपा करी रह मोर घरे कृष्ण कथा कही कृपाय उद्धार आमारे. Oh my Lord, Chaturmasya Kripa Kori Raha Muraghare, please stay at my house in this 4 months of Chaturmas. Please be merciful to me and kindly deliver me by your mercy by speaking Hari Katha, Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha Kahi Kripaya Uddhara Amare. So Mahaprabhu accepted the invitation of Venkat Bhatta. He stayed at the house of Venkat Bhatta for 4 continuous months. And it was such a wonderful experience for the whole family. Mahaprabhu was also very happy. He would every day go take bath in Kaveri River, would go and take darshan of Lord Ranganath, offer beautiful prayers, chant and dance in ecstasy. Just seeing the beauty of Mahaprabhu, all the residents of Srirangam, they were wonderstruck. सौंदर्यादि प्रेमावेश देखी सर्वलोक देखी बारे ऐसे देखे खंडे दुख शोक. Everyone was just surprised and amazed to see the beauty of the Lord. Saundaryadi Premavesha. And when this beautiful sannyasi is chanting and dancing in ecstasy, it was a sight to behold. All the people from nearby villages, they were coming to have darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dekhi bare aise. And as soon as they would have darshan of Mahaprabhu, they would feel that all their distress is gone. Dekhi bare aise dekhe khande dukha shok. That is the power of darshan of the Lord. Supreme Lord, He has manifested His beautiful form so that we can have His darshan. And the effect of the darshan of the Lord is so powerful. It can destroy all the distress. चंद्रिका विशद स्मेरै सारुणापाङ्गवीक्षितै स्वकार्थानामिव रजः सत्त्वाभ्यां सृष्टिपालकै. The beautiful eyes of the Lord, they, when they are glancing on the devotees, the glance of the Lord creates the desire for service. And the beautiful smile of the Lord destroys all the distresses which a devotee may have. That's why Lord has manifested this beautiful form. Swamurtya lokalavanya nirmuktya lochanam nrinam girveschapitam chittam padaistanikshatam kriya. Bhagavatam describes Swamurtya, the Supreme Lord Krishna, He has manifested His beautiful Murti, which is Lokalavanya, which is attractive to the whole world. Nirmuktya lochanam, He has stolen the eyes of everyone. Nobody could just move his eyes from the Supreme Lord Krishna. Nobody could even go anywhere. They would be just like stones, stunned seeing the beautiful form of the Lord. The words of the Supreme Lord, they would mesmerize everyone. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. Mahaprabhu also had all these features. That was the weapon he was carrying. He was not carrying all these weapons of Vishnu, club, Sudarshan. He was carrying the weapon of his beauty. He was carrying the weapon of his associates. So everybody was mesmerized. Thousands of people would come every day to have darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And whenever they would come, Mahaprabhu would induce them all to chant this Hare Krishna mantra. Actually, just by having darshan of the Lord, they could not do anything but chant. They were helplessly chanting the names of Krishna. They all became devotees of the Lord. That was the power of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everybody, very soon, immediately, within few days, everybody came to know who is this Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who is attracting everyone. Everyone was inviting Mahaprabhu for prasad at their home. All the Brahmanas they were inviting. Each day Mahaprabhu was already booked. But even though every day somebody was inviting, but still at the end of the 4 months of Chaturmasya, few were unsatisfied. Arey, hamare ghar aaye nahi. Mahaprabhu didn't come to our house for prasad. So everybody was just wanting to serve Mahaprabhu. That was the attraction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One day, Mahaprabhu, he went to take darshan of Lord Rangnath. There, he saw a Brahmana. He was reciting Bhagavad Gita. This Brahman was a unique Brahman. He would recite entire Bhagavad Gita every day. But the problem was he was illiterate. He was not expert in Sanskrit. अष्टादश अध्याय पढ़े आनंद आवेशे अशुद्ध पढ़े न लोक परे उपहासे केह हासे केह निंदे ताह नहीं माने आविष्ट भैया गीता पढ़े आनंदित मने अष्टादश अध्याय पढ़े आनंद आवेशे. He was absorbed in ecstasy reading all these 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Ashuddha पढ़े ना, but he was reading in a wrong way, mistakes, not pronouncing properly. As a result, lok kare upase, people were making fun of him. That is quite natural. But Srirangam was full of learned, scholarly Brahmanas. And there is this one Brahman who is not even able to read proper Sanskrit. This story, this is a very, very instructive story, which tells what is dear to Krishna, what pleases Krishna. This is a very, very important lesson for every one of us. Everybody was making fun of him. Keha hase, keha ninde. Somebody was laughing, some was criticizing. Taha nahi mane, he was not caring any of that. Avishtovaya Gita pade anandita mane. He was absorbed in reading Bhagavad Gita with a blissful, with a pure heart, with a satisfied heart. That's a devotee. Even though somebody is criticizing, he is not caring about all of that. He knows what is the goal of my life. He doesn't get caught up with all the small intricacies of life. He is absorbed in his goal. Babu is looking at this Brahman. As he is reading, he is not able to understand, but the effect is extraordinary. पुलक अश्रुकम पश्वेद यहाते भूषण पुलक अश्रुकम पश्वेद यावत पठन देखिए आनंदित होइला महाप्रभुर्मन. But as he was reading, although he was not able to read properly, pronounce properly, Ulaka, Ashru, Kampa, Shved, he was ecstatic. All the symptoms of ecstasy were manifesting in his body. Hairs were standing on end. He was crying tears, sweating, trembling in ecstasy. Mahaprabhu asked, he could understand that this person is a special person. He's not like all the other Brahmanas who are expert in Sanskrit. Dekhi anandit hoila Mahaprabhur man. This is a very important thing. Mahaprabhu was pleased to see this ecstasy of the South Indian Brahmin. Srila Prabhupada writes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to observe these symptoms. And this indicates that the Supreme Lord is pleased by devotion, not by erudite scholarship. Even though the words were imperfectly pronounced, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not take this very seriously. This is very important to understand what is dear to the Lord. In this world, externals matter a lot. How we show ourselves to the world, what people think of us, how big we are in the name, in the eyes of the public. Because when we impress people, that means we have something which they don't have. And that's what we want to show. And that's what attracts people. But how can you attract Krishna by any of this? Because Krishna has the best of everything. He is full of everything. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yasha, Shriya, Jnana, Vairagyashchaiva. He's full of all these. How can you impress the Lord? Nobody can impress the Lord. Nalam dvijatvam devatvam rishitvam va suratmaja prinanaya mukundasya navrittam navaugyata nadanam tapo nejya nashaucham navratani cha priyate amalaya bhaktya hariranyad vidambanam nalam dvijatvam. Even if somebody is a great Brahman, devatvam, a devata, rishitvam, a great rishi, anything, all this is not pleasing to the Lord. Prinanaya mukundasya, na vrittam, even if you are wealthy, na bahugyata, very scholar, na danam, not by charity, na tapa, not by austerity, na ijya, not by offering articles in worship, na shaucham, not by keeping things clean, na vratani, not by tapasya, austerity, or vrata, vows. Then what pleases the Lord? Priyate amalaya bhaktya. Only devotion pleases the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj is telling this to his friends. Prabhupada writes, Krishna, he sees only one thing. How devoted this person is. Prabhupada quotes this verse from Bhagavatam. Tadvagave sargo janatag viplavo yasmin prati shlokam abaddhavatyapi. This verse describes the glorious transcendental literatures. Yasmin prati shlokam abaddhavatyapi. Even though every line of this may be having faults, but still, namanyanantasya ishankitani. But because it describes the unlimited glories of the Lord, Ananta, Shinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Sadhavaha. It is heard, it is sung, it is applied by the great sages. So Krishna is not after externals. He is Adoshadarshi. He is Saragrahi. So Mahaprabhu is pleased by the devotion of this Brahman. Mahaprabhu asks him, Mahaprabhu puchila tare shun mahashay, kono artha jani tomare ta shukha hoy. Oh my Brahmana, can you please tell me why you are so happy? Why you are experiencing such ecstatic symptoms? Kono artha jani, what meaning you are seeing that you are so happy? विप्र कहे मूर्ख हमें शब्दार्थ न जानी शुद्ध शुद्ध गीता पढ़ी गुरु आज्ञा मानी. Now, earlier it was described केह हासे केह निंदे तहा नहीं माने. Brahmana would not care about any of those people. He would not speak to them. He was absorbed in reading. But now when Mahaprabhu is asking, he replies because he can see that this person is not an ordinary person. He is very wonderful. And later it will be revealed that he understood that he is the Supreme Lord. So this Brahman, he replies, Vipra kahe murkhami. I am a foolish person. Shabdarth na jani, I don't know. I am illiterate. I do not know the meanings of the words of Bhagavad Gita. Shuddha Shuddha Gita Padi Guru Ragya Mani. But because my Guru has given me instruction, that's why I'm reading Shuddha Shuddha. What can I do? Prabhupada writes, this is a good example of a person who had become so successful that he was able to capture the attention of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even by reading in Bhagavad Gita incorrectly. That is a classic example of what pleases the Lord. Scholarship doesn't please the Lord. Krishna sees the heart. He is Bhavagrahi Janardana. Murkho vadati Vishnaya, Brahman vadati Vishnave, Udbhayam tu samam punyam Bhavagrahi Janardana. A foolish person, if he's a devotee of the Lord and he offers something and he says Om Vishnaya Namaha, actually it should be Om Vishnave Namaha. Ubhayam tu samam punyam. If a great Brahmana tells you Om Vishnave Namaha, and if a foolish illiterate Brahmana speaks Om Vishnaya Namaha, Ubhayatu samam punyam. Both get the same credit because Bhavagrahi Janardhan, Krishna is Bhavagrahi. Prabhupada writes, his spiritual activities did not depend on material things such as correct pronunciation. Rather, his success depended on strictly following the instructions of spiritual masters. That is another important thing. However expert we may be, Krishna doesn't look at that. How expert we are in following the instructions of the Guru, Krishna notices that. That is very, very important. To surrender to the instructions of our superiors, it is the most difficult thing. But that is the only thing which will attract Krishna's attention immediately. Because we cannot attract Krishna's attention by our external achievements, our skills, our capabilities, our wealth. Krishna sees how much this person has surrendered to the instructions of Guru and the senior Vaishnavas. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha gurau tasyaite kathitahi artha prakashante mahatmanaha. Actual meaning of the Vedas or of Bhagavad Gita, of the Bhagavatam is revealed to one who has strictly followed the words of Guru. That is very important. One time, Srila Prabhupada, he organized a Pandal program in Jaipur. And many people were coming, attending. One person came. He was a very rich person. He was life member. He met Prabhupada and he was telling, Swamiji, your disciples, their pronunciation is not good. I have heard their recitation of Sanskrit verses. They don't recite properly. Prabhupada said their renunciation may not be good, but their pronunciation may not be good, but their renunciation is very good. And that is what attracts Krishna. So Krishna is attracted to, Mahaprabhu is attracted to the simple recitation of Bhagavad Gita by this Brahman, although it was full of faults. And then Brahman continues. Arjuner rathe Krishna hoye rajudhar basiyache hate totra shamala sundar Arjunere kahite chena hitopadesh ei tar dekhi hoye mor anand avesh. Brahman says, when I see this cover page of Bhagavad Gita, I see Krishna holding the reins of the chariot of Arjun. Arjunera rathe Krishna hoye rajudhar. Pasiyache hate totra shyamala sundar. When I see the beautiful blackish form of Krishna holding the reins of the chariot of Arjun, Arjunere kohite chena hitupadesh. And as he is speaking the beautiful instructions of Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, tar dekhi hoye moru ananda. Just looking at this picture, I am in ecstasy. How wonderful my Lord is. That he is Akhila Koti Brahmanda Nayak. And he is ready to give up everything and he is becoming a simple chariot driver for his devotee. How wonderful. Saratya Parashada Sevana Sakya Dautya Virasanam Gamana Stavana Pranama स्निग्धेषु पाण्डुषु जगत् प्रणतिं च विष्णु भक्तिं करोति नृपतिश्चरणारविन्दे. Bhagavatam describes first canto as Parikshit Maharaj is moving in the Jambudvipa. He would go to various places. He would hear the glories of his grandparents, Pandavas, how Krishna would become the chariot driver. He was their constant associate. He was their servant. He was their messenger. He was their worshipable Lord. Everything. Why? Snigdha. Because Pandavas, they were malleable to the will of Krishna. Whatever Krishna wanted, they were doing. So Krishna was doing everything for Pandavas. Yeyatamam prapadyante. So when this Brahman is looking at this beautiful picture, Tara dekhi hoy moro ananda avesh. Yavat pado tavat paya tara darshan. Ei lagi gita patho na chade muraman. As soon as I read Bhagavad Gita, I simply see this picture. That's why I can't stop reading Bhagavad Gita. Ei lagi gita patho na chade muraman. Although I'm not able to understand, my mind cannot be distracted from this. Mahaprabhu, when he hears this, Prabhu kahe Gita pathe tomara hi adhikar, tumi ta jani hase Gita artha sar. Mahaprabhu says, Gita pathe tomara hi adhikar. You are the only one qualified to read Bhagavad Gita. You understand the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Tumeta janiha se Gita artha sar. Prabhupada writes, only a devotee can understand Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktya bhagavatam grahyam na buddhaya na chatikaya. Not by erudite scholarship, not by logic, not by intelligence. Bhagavad Gita cannot be understood by all these things. One cannot understand Bhagavatam in the mood of conquest. One has to approach Bhagavatam in the mood of request as a devotee. Bhakto si me sakha cheti rahasyam hyetad uttamam. Krishna tells, O Arjun, why I am describing this knowledge to you? Saevayam mayatyadya yoga prokta puratana. Because you are my bhakta, you are my devotee. Bhakto si me sakha cheti. Prabhupada quotes another verse. गीताधीत च येनापि गीताधीता च येनापि भक्ति भावेन चेतसा वेदशास्त्र पुराणानि तेनाधीतानि सर्वशः. To one who reads Bhagavad Gita with bhakti bhavena chetasa, with faith and devotion, they can understand the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Others cannot understand. Veda Shastra Puranani Tena Adhitani Sarvashaha. All the import of the Vedic scriptures are revealed in the heart of a devotee. Otherwise, there are millions of scholars who have read Bhagavad Gita, but very few they can touch the actual subject of Bhagavad Gita. Without being a devotee, nobody can understand Krishna, nobody can understand Bhagavad Gita. There's a story in 10th canto when Balaramji, he's on a pilgrimage. He reaches a place where Rom Harshan Suta, he was giving Bhagavatam to all the sages of Naimisharanya. All the sages, they had blessed him to have a long life so that he can speak Bhagavatam without any interruptions. As soon as Balramji he entered this assembly, everyone got up. But Romaharshan Sutta, he thought, I am speaker of Bhagavatam, why I should get up? He did not understand that Supreme Personality of Godhead is directly himself coming. He had this pride. Balramji became very angry. ऋषे भगवतो भूत्वा शिष्योऽधीत्य बहूनि च सेतिहास पुराणानि धर्मशास्त्राणि चान्युत अदान्तस्य विनीतस्य वृथा पंडितमानिनः न गुणाय भवन्ति स्म नटस्येवाजितात्मनः ऋषि भगवतो भूत्वा शिष्य. He is the direct disciple of Vyasadeva. He has learned all the scriptures. Dharma Shastrani cha sarvashah. He knows all the Vedas, all the Dharma Shastras. But the problem is, Adanta, he is not controlled in the senses. Avinita, he is not humble. Panditamanina, he is thinking he is a great scholar. Nagunaya bhavanti sma, he has not cultivated any good quality. He is just making a show like a dramatic actor. He killed him. Balaramji killed Romaharsan Shruta. That is a very strong lesson. What pleases the Lord? These two stories, the story of Romaharsan Suta being killed by Balaramji, was expert. He was expert in reciting. He was a direct disciple of Vyasadeva. He was learned in all the scriptures. He was blessed by the sages. But still, because he was not humble, he was not controlled in his senses, he was proud, he was killed by the Lord. And here, this Brahmana, he was illiterate. He didn't know how to even pronounce properly. But still, Prabhu kahe Gita Pathe Tomara Yadikar. Only you are qualified to read Bhagavad Gita. So that is how one can understand Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam only if he is a devotee. Prabhupada writes, all Vedic literatures are to be understood with faith and devotion, not by mundane scholarship. We cannot conquer over all these scriptures. We cannot master them. Even though we may be able to memorize everything, but still, if we are not humble, if we are not giving credit to our Guru Parampara, it is all natasyeva jitatmana. It is a show. Just like the dramatic actors, they perform show. All the erudite presentation is a show if one is not humble, if one is not devoted. It will not benefit anyone. It will impress people, but it will not transform people. Because there are many scholars in the world, they impress people by their word jugglery, by their vocabulary, by their wonderful speech, but it doesn't transform people. Transformation comes when one practices this philosophy in life, when one becomes a devotee of the Lord, and then he speaks. That humble submission to Guru Parampara transforms people. Mahaprabhu says, that's why he says, you are qualified. Mahaprabhu embraced this Brahmin. And Brahmana, he caught hold of the lotus feet of the Lord, he started crying. He understood that you are the Supreme Lord, oh my Lord. I can understand you are Krishna. Toma dekhita haite dviguna sukha hoye. Say Krishna tumi hena mura manilai. Oh my Lord, upon seeing you, my happiness is doubled. Therefore, I can understand you are the same Krishna. Krishna spurtye taraman hayyache nirmal ateva prabhur tattva janila sakal. Now, Kaviraj Goswami is describing how can he understand he's Krishna? Mahaprabhu is Krishna, how can you understand? Just in one meeting, Krishna spurtye. It was a revelation of Krishna. Krishna spurtye tar man hayyache nirmal. This mind of the Brahman was purified, and the purified mind can perceive the Lord immediately. Contaminated mind cannot understand the Lord, even if the Lord is right there in front. Just like the cloud, the sky which is covered with the clouds. Even the noonday sun will be covered by the clouds. If the mind is full of the contaminations, even if Krishna comes right in front, will not be able to understand. But if the mind is purified, Ateva Prabhur Tattva Janila Sakal. You could understand the details of Mahaprabhu's Tattva. So this is how this Brahmana, he could understand Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. How he could understand? By the mercy of the Lord. Mahaprabhu blessed him. Why Mahaprabhu blessed him? Because he was sincerely following the instructions of his Guru. That is the secret of success. By the mercy of the Guru, one gets Krishna. Yasya prasada bhagavad prasado yasya prasada nagati kutoti. And when Krishna and Guru is pleased, Krishna reveals himself. Athapi te deva padambuja tvaya prasadaleshanugrihita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno na chanyeko pichiram vishinvan. Brahmaji is telling, Athapi te deva padambuja prasad. Anyone who has received a drop of the mercy of the Lord's lotus feet, janati tattvam, he can know the Lord. Otherwise, nobody can know, even if they try for millions of lifetimes. Na chanyeko pichiram vichinvan. Then Mahaprabhu, he taught this Brahmana very thoroughly the principles of bhakti and then requested him, please do not disclose the truths of myself. Don't disclose that he is Krishna, I am Krishna. From then onwards, this Brahman became a great devotee of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was always with Mahaprabhu. In all these 4 months of Chaturmas, this Brahman was a constant companion of Mahaprabhu. He didn't leave Mahaprabhu. Then, Kaviraj Goswami continues to describe another beautiful story. Mahaprabhu was staying in the house of Venkata Bhatta, and Venkat Bhatta, he was such a wonderful, devoted Brahmana. He had a pure heart. Shri Vaishnava Bhatta Seve Lakshmi Narayan, Tara Bhakti Dekhi Prabhur Tushta Hoilaman. Shri Vaishnava Bhatta Seve Lakshmi Narayan. He was serving Lakshmi Narayan. Mahaprabhu was pleased seeing this pure bhakti of Venkat Bhatta. He was very satisfied. So what is the secret of satisfying the Lord? Pure devotion. Only pure devotion attracts Krishna, satisfies Krishna. Nothing else attracts Krishna. Nothing else satisfies Krishna. If we want to give satisfaction to the Lord, what we have to do is try to purify our mind and try to serve the Lord without any other ulterior motives. That is what Lord expects. Mahaprabhu was staying in the house of Venkat Bhatta, and they developed such a wonderful, friendly relationship. They would laugh, they would joke, they would talk to each other for long. One day, Mahaprabhu, she asks Venkat Bhatta a very, very interesting question. Prabhu kahe Bhatta tomar Lakshmi Thakurani Kanta Vaksha Sthita Pativrata Shiromani. O Venkat Bhatta, your Lakshmi, she is such a great, devoted, chaste lady. She's always there on the chest of Narayan, Kanta Vakshasthita. Kanta Vakshasthita. And my Lord Krishna is a Gopal. Amar Thakur Krishna Gop Gocharak Sadhvi Hoya Kene Chahe Tahara Sangam. Your Lakshmi is Pativrata. She is there on the chest of Narayan. And my Lord is the Gopal. But the doubt is why a chaste Pativrata Lakshmi wants to leave Narayan and associate with Krishna. I can't understand. Just to associate with Krishna, Lakshmi is ready to abandon his happiness of Vaikuntha. And for that, he did tapasya for a long time. He followed all the regulative principles. It is so very difficult to get the mercy of Lord Narayan. And Lakshmi Devi is the husband, is the wife of Narayan. On the chest of Narayan. Why she is leaving everything and doing tapasya to get the mercy of Krishna. And the problem is, it is so very, she is at such a wonderful, exalted position. Why she is doing tapasya? He quotes a verse spoken by the Nagpatis. Kasyanubhavosya nadeva vidmahe tavangrirenum sparashadhikara yadvanchaya Shri Lalana Charattapo Vihaya Kama Shushiram Dhritavrata. After this Kaliya was delivered, all these Nagpatnis, they come in front of the Lord and they're telling, oh my Lord, we are just amazed. We are not able to understand what tapasya did this Kaliya perform. Kasyanubhavosya nadeva vidmahe. तो समझ नहीं रहा है क्या तपस्या की है. Tavangrirenum sparashadhikara. You have danced on the head of Kaliya for a long time. The head of the Kaliya is smeared with your dust, oh my Lord. Your dust is so wonderful. Yadavanchaya Shri Lalana Charattapo. You know, Lakshmi wanted to have this dust. And to get the dust of your lotus feet, Lakshmi Devi gave up everything. And she is doing tapasya. We can't understand. So Venkat Bhatt says, oh my Lord, what is the difficulty to understand this? Bhatta kahe Krishna Narayane kai swarup, Krishna te adhika lila vaidagdhyadi roop. Oh, Krishna and Narayan, they're same. But Krishna's pastimes are more sportive. They are full of rasa. And therefore, just by doing tapasya to get mercy of Krishna is not violating her chastity. Tara sparshe nahi jaye prativrata dharma kautuke lakshmi chahe na krishnera sangama. Lakshmi Devi, she is by nature very joyful. She wants to enjoy more and more. That's why she wants to associate with Krishna. Prabhupada writes. This is the answer to the Venkat Bhatt. This is the answer to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's question. Why? Why Lakshmi Devi is leaving husband Narayan and worshipping Krishna? Prabhupada writes. We can understand that Venkat Bhatt knew the truth. Krishna and Narayan, they are same. Krishna, Narayan is a form of Krishna in Vaikuntha. In other words, it is understandable that a chaste wife wants to associate with her husband in all his different dresses. So therefore, nobody should criticize Lakshmi. The same way, Krishna Narayan, they are same. Venkat Bhatt continues. He quotes a beautiful verse, which was quoted by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also. Siddhantastvabhedepi Shrisha Krishna Swarupayo Rasenotkrishyate Krishna Rupam Mesha Rasasthitihi. According to the transcendental realization, Siddhantostu abhedopi, there is no difference between Krishna and Narayan. Shri Isha. Shri Ish means the master of Lakshmi, that is Narayan, and Krishna. There is no difference. Ekaswarupa. There is no difference between Krishna and Narayan. But Rasena Utkrishyate Krishna. But Krishna has a transcendental mellow, which is even more than Narayan. That is special. Lila Madhuri, Krishna is having more wonderful pastimes, full of rasa and various mellows. Krishna has four qualities more than Narayan, Vishnu. Venu Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Lila Madhuri, Prema Madhuri. So therefore he is saying, oh, what is the problem? The chastity of goddess of fortune is not damaged if he associates with Krishna. Rather, by associating with Krishna, she could enjoy the benefit of rasa dance. So therefore, Mother Lakshmi, she is the enjoyer of transcendental bliss. So she wanted to enjoy the bliss of the rasa dance with Krishna. What is the fault then? She is not having any fault. Mahaprabhu says, well, okay, I know that there is no fault. But the problem is why she was not allowed in Raslila. Mahaprabhu quotes another verse from Bhagavatam. Nayam Shriyongaunitantarate prasada Swarayoshitam Nalina Gandharucham Putonya Rasotsavesya Bhujadanda Grihita Kantha Labdha Shishamya Udagad Brajavallabhinam Na Ayam. This transcendental favor was not received even by goddess of fortune. Na Shriya, na ayam Shriyo Nitantarat. Even Lakshmi could not achieve this favor. If Lakshmi could not receive, what to speak of Swarayoshitam? What to speak of the heavenly ladies? It was unimaginable for them. Then where is the question of the ordinary ladies of this world? In Rasalila, that supreme personality of God, he was dancing with all these gopis with his hand around their necks. Rasotsave bhujadanda grihita kantha. The blessings which these Braj gopis have achieved, even Lakshmi could not achieve. What to speak of them, heavenly ladies and the mundane ladies of this world, they are not in question also. So you tell me, why she was not allowed to enter in Raslila? Even the great sages, they conquered the mind and the senses, and then he says that actually even Shrutis could achieve entry in Rasalila, but Lakshmi could not achieve. Why? He quotes another verse from the 10th canto, 87th chapter, where all the Vedas, all the Shrutis, they are offering prayers to the Lord. They are telling, oh my Lord, the great sages that control their mind and the senses to achieve you. But they could see you only in their hearts as Paramatma. Even enemies, and what they achieve is Brahman realization. But even the enemies of the Supreme Lord also achieve Brahman realization. What is the big thing? But the damsels of Braja, the gopis, they wanted to have the dust of your lotus feet, O my Lord, and they achieved it. And similarly, we Upanishads, we also taste the nectar of the lotus feet of you, O my Lord, by following the footsteps of the gopis. So Mahaprabhu is saying, what is this? Shruti पाए लक्ष्मी ना पाए थे की कारण भट्ट कहे इहा प्रविशते नारे मोरमन. अरे Shruti पाए लक्ष्मी ना पाए. The Shrutis are getting entry in Raslila. Why Lakshmi is not getting entry in Raslila? What is the secret? Can you tell me? Venkat Bhatt says, oh my Lord, I cannot understand this behavior. Why Shrutis are getting and why Lakshmi is not getting entry? I can't understand. Ami Jiva Shudra Buddhi Sahaja Sthir Ishwarer Lila Koti Samudra Gambhir. Ami Jeev. I am an insignificant living entity and I have a Shudra Buddhi. My intelligence is very small and by nature I am always disturbed. Sahaja Asthir. How can I understand? Ami Jeev. First is Jeev, then Shudra Buddhi, then Asthir. So many disqualifications I have. How can I understand Ishwarya Lila? Ishwara Lila, which is Koti Samudra Gambhir. It is like millions of oceans combined. That is the depth and the expanse of the Mahaprabhu's of Krishna's pastimes. How can I understand? Tumi Sakshat Sei Krishna Jana Nij Karma Yar Janiha Sei Jane Tomara Lila Marma. See, all these devotees of Mahaprabhu, they understand that he is Supreme Lord. Tomi Sakshat Sai Krishna, you are the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. You understand your pastimes. Prabhupada writes. Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna and his pastimes cannot be understood by blunt material senses. Pata Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grahyam indriya. Nobody can understand Krishna by one's own material, mundane senses. One has to purify the senses. When the mind is purified, when the senses are purified, then Krishna will reveal himself there. Prabhupada quotes a verse from Kathopanishad. Ye yam evaisha virunata tena labhyas tasyesh atma virunite tanusyam. Anyone who is favored by the Lord can understand his name, form, and the pastimes. So that's how wonderful discussion is going on between Venkat Bhatt and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we'll stop here. We'll continue next time. Why Lakshmi could not enter into Ras Leela? Shruti paye, Lakshmi na paye. Ithe ki karan. So Mahaprabhu will explain that in the next class. We'll stop here. Thank you. Anybody has any questions?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम. हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम.
Just a minute, Mataji. Yes, you can repeat. You're asking something. Okay, it seems there are no questions, so we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai.